let's move on a little bit to the preseason, man. Preseason's coming up. This is going to be a very fun preseason for us Steelers. You know, I don't think Aaron Rodgers will be very involved in the preseason. What y'all think, man? You think Aaron Rodgers will be involved in the preseason or not? Last year, he didn't play a snap in the preseason, right? That's what Tomlin let him do. Mike McCarthy might have a different look at it, but I kind of doubt it. Because with only 3 preseason games, and I hated this when it happened, and they said they're going to go to 2 preseason games eventually, you don't have enough time to look at what you got, okay? And that's why I think Mason Rudolph ain't going to get a real fair shake. They're probably not going to put him out there much. We got a QB battle, at least for who's going to sit on the bench on the left or who's going to sit on the bench on the right? Between Will Howard and Drew Allard. So, one thing about the preseason, it's going to be a fun preseason, and that's the first thing we're going to be looking at is our QB battle to see who's going to be the backup this year. Now, I hear a lot of people saying we should keep Mason Rudolph around, find a way to do that, because you want a quality backup, right? But it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough, especially if Will Howard plays well. And the reason I only say is Will Howard, the only reason I bring up his name, because he's the 6th round pick. He's the guy that can get cut. Drew Allar's not getting cut. Okay? There's no way Drew Allar's getting cut. This year, especially. Right? Now, Will Howard, 6th round pick, that's in jeopardy. But Mason Rudolph is an easy cut. Right? That's an easy cut. But you got an old quarterback going on 42. What happens if he gets hurt? Now we got to throw Drew Allard in the game. Right? Because most likely he's going to be named the backup, no matter how he looks probably. But I do think that's what the whole preseason is going to be about. The battle between these 2 cats, Will Howard and Drew Allard, and I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Can't wait. Aaron Rodgers, take a back seat. Get your reps at practice, but take a back seat. With only 3 preseason games, all I want to see is Drew Allard and Will Howard. Mason Rudolph, we know what it is. You're going to get in there and throw a touchdown, but then you're going to throw a pick. It is what it is. I want to see how mobile Will Howard is. And I want to see if Drew Allard is an athlete at all. He just don't look like an athlete to me, Drew Allard. Can anybody give me a comp on Drew Allard? Give me a comp on Drew Allard. Somebody that you see in the NFL that says, Drew Allard, he plays like him. He could be that type of quarterback. Uncle the chat says, nah, Mason is the only experienced backup the Steelers have. So you say, nah, we got to keep him around, right? Even though he's in the backseat of the caravan. What do we do, though? You cutting Will Howard, a young Big 12 champion coming out of college, a national champion coming out of college, a national champion MVP coming out of college, throw for 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, rushing yards out the yin-yang. Because you can't cut Drew Allard. You just can't. Unless you want to prove that you wasted that pick, to me, that damn fast. So it's Will Howard or Mason Rudolph. And the way the Steelers is moving, I don't really think they care about the experience at their backup. That's just how they move it. This is what the story is telling me. This is what the picture is telling me. That Mason Rudolph is out of here. Unless Will Howard is just a bum. And I don't know about that, man. Will Howard's more mobile than Drew Allard. And more clutch. I'll tell you that much. We ain't never seen Drew Allard in the clutch. He couldn't handle it in college. So we'll see. Maybe it can be different. Everybody loves his arm. But that's our QB battle this preseason. It's going to be a fun one. Also, we got a battle at running back, right? Who's going to be the starter, y'all? Jaylen Warren has paid his dues here for the organization, but Rico Dowdle is Mike McCarthy's guy. Both bruiser backs, both got a lot of similarity in breaking tackles. Both of them will break the long one. Both of them can catch. So there's a lot of similarities in these two running backs. We know Jaylen Warren is a bruising blocker, right? Bruising blocker. So what we see, what we got out of Rico Dowdle when it comes to blocking. So we'll see what, McCarthy's going to do. But I got a feeling Rico Dowdle's going to be the starter. And Jaylen Warren ain't going to get that chance that he deserves by putting in his dues here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're both getting paid about the same amount of money. But is it a smart idea to make Jaylen Warren your other running back? Because I hate to call him a backup running back because everybody's running the two-man system these days. You need two running backs. Just because you're the second running back don't make you a backup. It means you got a role to play, right? And I think Jaylen Warren is great out of the backfield, man. Yes, sir. Running back committee. Yes, sir. That's what they call it. But we all got love for Jaylen Warren, undrafted free agent that we all fell in love with, never got his chance with Najee Harris around. Gainwell comes last year. He's the MVP at running back. He's getting carries that I think he took away from Jaylen Warren. And it definitely took all his receptions away. So Jaylen Warren should go back to the receiving guy. I think that's what Mike McCarthy's going to do. He's got a chance to have a big year. I had Jaylen Warren as a fantasy football running back last year, and I think he's going to be a better fantasy football running back this year without Kenneth Gainwell on the field. And Rico Dowdle is going to handle first and second down and do him. I think we got a chance to have a really good running back room next year, or this year, I should say, because the O-line played so well last year, like I had to school y'all on, and they're going to do it again. But the other thing that's going to be fun to watch in the preseason this year is offensive line battles, man. Big-time offensive line battles everywhere, man. Once again, like I said earlier, will Fanu be moving to the left? How well will he be on the left? Will they start Max Eharnishaw right away on the right? Will he be your starter day one? Because remember, Broderick Jones was a project also. He didn't start day one. So we'll see. We shall see. We also got Dunker coming in the draft. But Spencer Anderson played well at left guard last year. Does this mean Jennings Dunker, just because he got mohawk, just because he got a mullet, don't mean you starting right away, bro. Spencer Anderson got something to say about that, right? So big-time battles on the O-line this year coming up. And I'm going to love to watch that in the preseason. So far, we got a QB battles, we got a running back battle, we got O-line battles everywhere, and we also got DB battles, man. Now, not for any starting positions. I think the starting positions are locked up. Jamil Dean in town, JPJ, of course, is a 1 and 2. Safety, I think Jalen Ramsey should stay there. Elliott's back for the other safety. We got picked up Brisker. He's the safety that could be anywhere at any time in the box. Maybe play some nickel corner. Sante Samuels Jr. And then we drafted 2 other DBs in the draft. Right? So we got a lot of areas that we got covered already. But basically, it's not even going to be a DB battle. It's going to be more of seeing what the DB plan is. Once again, like I said, will Jalen Ramsey be staying at safety? I think that's the smartest move. Will he move up maybe to nickel corner, though, and play in the box? Will he be a box safety now? Or do you leave Elliott at box safety? We got a lot of moving parts. So that's going to be very interesting if they show their hand, though. They might not show their hand in the preseason, but they got to give us a look somewhere. Somewhere in the preseason. Even if we got to go up to practice out the training camp and see what the real deal is with the plan for the DBs. But that's going to be very interesting. And those are the 4 things that's going to be interesting to me in the preseason. The QB battle, see who the backup is, running back battle, O-line battles everywhere, and the DB battle, or the DB plan, I should say, right?